Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's episode of our 5-part series of the 5 secrets to scratch golf, we are in stat number 5.
Yeah,
so this is the last one, last but not least. And this one is probably one of the more important ones in the sense of setting up expectations. And not only that, but just giving yourselves the opportunity to kind of flip the script on probably what you think you need to do versus what's actually possible.
Right.
So what we have here is the average scratch player is going to make 2.2 birdies a round if you make 0 double bogeys.
Right.
Correct? So if we're looking at that stat and you don't make a single double over the course of your day, you're going to be accidentally making a few birdies around.
Yeah, so just to clarify, the average scratch golfer, they'll make just under 1 double a round. We'll assume it's about 1 per round. They make 1, I think, every 26 holes. Something like
that's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so if we simplify that, we say you're allowed a double bogey during your round, and then on average, you're going to make 2 birdies. The thing is, these are averages. So some days, you're going to maybe make 2, maybe even 3 double bogeys.
Yep.
Some days, you're going to make 0 birdies. Other days, you might make 5 or 6 birdies, right?
Correct.
Your good rounds are going to be the ones with very few double bogeys and a lot of birdies. Your bad rounds are going to be like no birdies and more doubles than average, right? But in general, what are we looking to do here, Colton?
Well, we're looking to avoid, rather than trying to focus on like, how do I make birdie on this hole?
Right.
You look at the avoidance of like, how do I not make double? Or how do I not make bogey?
Okay.
Like, what do I have to do to eliminate the big number? Because if we can eliminate the big number, you're going to hit enough good shots and give yourself enough opportunities to make birdies, where even if you play poorly and you just keep making pars, like pars are good. Sometimes even bogeys are good, especially if you hit a bad tee shot. But the big thing is to try and avoid the big number. So if you hit one out of bounds, let's say, or sorry, if you hit one in the hazard off the tee, let's just use the example, you made a bad swing and we're sitting there on a par 4, you're dropping 2 and you're hitting 3 and you have about 175 yards into the green. You don't necessarily have to try to go for the green from that position. It's like you made the mistake off the tee. Now let's play this par 4 as if it's a par 5.
Right.
And our goal is to try to make 5 at worst.
Right.
The reason where people go wrong is they'll hit one in the shit off the tee, they'll drop, and then they'll try to get aggressive to make up for the mistake that they made.
Yeah. So
where it's like we just need to give ourselves the opportunity to make par. We don't have to like, I got to hit this close so I can like give myself a 4-footer for par, which is from 175 yards, pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
You use that example. The goal here is to like, okay, I made the mistake off the tee. Let's own it. Let's not compound that mistake by trying to get aggressive to make up for the mistake that we just did.
Yeah, I remember there was a really interesting stat that Golf Digest found. I think it was early when like Arcos and thing like that was coming out. But basically, the 3 worst shots of a golfer's round are typically consecutive.
Correct.
One after another. So they make a bad shot, they get in jail, you get frustrated, and then you try and make up for this bad shot by pulling off an even more miraculous shot, right? So it's like you just missed a 60-yard fairway, you're in the trees, but now you're going to punch it through like a little pinhole in the right. It's like, come on, get real with the expectations, right? Take your medicine, get it out. In this case, you know, sometimes it might even be a double is the best possible outcome from there. You know, it's like take your medicine, try and not make it a triple or a quadruple. You know, hopefully the birdies are going to come, but just understand this is an average. Some days are going to be worse, some days are going to be better. Never get mad at a bogey. You know, a double bogey, they're going to happen too. And the truth is, it's not one mistake. It's a compounding effect of mistakes.
And I think a lot of people don't. I think they focus too much in. I understand it's important to focus on the shot at hand, but they don't focus on like what's going on. Sorry, they focus too much on what's going on in the moment. So if you compound that mistake, and rather than just making bogey, you make double, and maybe you do that 1 or 2 more times over the course of your round, that's 3 shots you could have saved by not trying to get more aggressive. And over the course of 18 holes, you're like, okay, I shot 82. And it's like, well, if you didn't just compound those mistakes, you would have shot 78, 79. And it's like, some people don't think that way, where it's like, you sit back and I look at their scorecard and I'm like, well, if you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. I know it doesn't seem in the moment, you're like, dang it, I made bogey. But in the end of it, it's like, well, over the course of 18 holes, now we've saved 3, possibly 4 shots just because you made a mental clinical error.
Yeah, absolutely. And every shot is the same at the end of the day. Every putt, it's not a bogey putt or a birdie putt or a double putt. Every putt is just a putt. It's worth 1 stroke. Your score is an accumulation of 18 holes, right? So it was interesting. Yesterday I had a par 3 shot.
Yeah.
And it was a small green. I was playing the tip, so it was a far shot, right? I think I had like 200 yards or something. I missed the green out left, and I was short-sided over a bunker. The pin's like right over this bunker. There's no chance of making par. This was the difference that changed in my mindset with your help that really got me to play better golf, was be like, okay, am I really going to hit the perfect flop shot over this bunker and stick it close and like try and make the par? Probably not. So I'm actually going to aim more left to the wide part of the green, just get it on the green or over to the safer side of the hole.
Yep.
And that's what happened. I hit a shot. It was a fine chip shot. It bounced over the green, and now I'm in the rough from the other side. So now from the rough, I could get up and down for bogey rather than trying to flop it, maybe hitting the bunker, scull it over, and make like a 5 or a 6.
And
right?
yeah, and then that's where that compounding mistake happens. So the goal here again is not necessarily to like make more birdies. Birdies will happen almost by accident.
Yep.
You accidentally hit it close. Or you make a long putt when you're not supposed to. Like those things will start to happen, and then as we get better, we can start talking about specialty shots and all that stuff. But for the average player that wants to get to a scratch player, these 5 things: hitting at 260, hitting 50% of your fairways, hitting 50% of your greens, not making doubles or eliminating them to like one around, making a couple birdies, and then also being able to get up and down at least 50% of the time. Those 5 statistics are the only 5 statistics you need to be thinking about if you're looking to go from the double digits or high single digits to that scratch player.
Birdies happen by accident, but you can't control the
You can control
bogeys,
the double
right?
bogeys.
Yeah,
That's correct.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So I hope you guys got some value out of this series. Again, these top 5 are going to be one of the things that I teach inside of my coaching program. If you're looking for more information, obviously be sure to find me on Instagram or comment below. I'll be more than happy to see if I can help. And as always, we'll see you for the next one.